mix of dust and tears, the pick shaking in his hand. He'd fought the urge to plow through, choosing instead to painstakingly remove each block of the outer wall, one by one, until there was room enough to pass through. Once inside, he'd stood by patiently while all was carefully photographed. It had taken forever, but he knew that what he'd found was a treasure for the ages. Here was a find as great as that of Troy. But no one in the archaeological community would be accusing Alistair McGowan of carelessness as they had Heinrich Schliemann. The excavation of Kandahar would be strictly by the book. Yes, Alistair McGowan had loved the game, but the game was now over. It was time to gather the spoils. From deep in the shadows, a figure watched the foreigner enter the sacred places that the descendants of the holy scribes had guarded for over 2,000 years. Below him, the camp was coming alive. Helplessly, he watched as sacred artifacts were packed into wooden crates for the journey that would steal his heritage forever.
"Forgive me, goddess. I have failed you,"
he murmured into the wind.
"We have all failed."
A second figure stepped out from behind the rock.
"But what can we do? Their strength is in their numbers, and we few are all that remain. Then we must increase our numbers until the strength is ours, however long that takes."
He turned to his brother and rested a hand on his shoulder.
"It's time to join the others. We will be struck down for helping them to commit this sacrilege. The desecration has been done. By accompanying them, we will know for certain their destination. And when the time comes, we will reclaim the sacred icons and return the goddess to her home, if it takes a millennium."
His face hardened in the dawn light.
"The faithful will remember."
The first man drew his cloak around him against the cool morning breeze and started down the mountain. His brother hesitated before following, whispering softly,
"The faithful will remember."
Last breath. 1. July 2007, northwestern Iran. In the bottom of the earthen pit, two skulls lay side by side, their foreheads touching, eyeless sockets gazing eternally into eyeless sockets. A hand of bone lay across a forearm, and bony fingers rested on what had once been the cheek of a beloved. From above, faces stared down at the unique find, most definitely unexpected in this part of the world. Here one was more likely to discover swords and knives, perhaps the bronze or silver side piece of a horse's bridle. In some graves, a beloved horse had been buried with its rider. But lovers buried together, still locked in an embrace, that was a find.
"Have you ever seen anything like this, Dr. McGowan?"
Syed Khazrayan, the excavation director on the dig high in Iran's Zagros Mountains, crouched at the side of the opening.
"Never."
Daria McGowan carefully knelt beside the top of the pit, shining a flashlight on the skeletal remains 4 feet below. Not just the positioning of the two figures, but the artifacts that were buried with them. It takes my breath away. She moved the light as a pointer. "Look there. One is wearing some type of diadem. From here it looks like gold and lapis. See how blue? And the breastplates, also gold. Rings on the fingers of all 4 hands. So we're looking at the remains of some very prominent lovers." She looked up at the Kurdish laborers who had accompanied them and said, "Gentlemen, we may even be in the presence of royalty." 2 of the men smiled. The third shifted uneasily and looked away, afraid, no doubt, of attracting the notice of any spirits that might still be lurking within the grave. "And over here, see? Glass bottles, dozens of them. They must have held water or wine or some type of oil that the dead would have wanted to take with them on their journey into the next world. And there, at the feet, see the bones?" She hopped into the pit, careful to land on the excavated area around the remains. "These appear to be canine." She directed the light onto the skull, and her companion studied it from above for several minutes.
"It does look like a dog, doesn't it?"
He smiled.
"Well, that would be something new. I haven't seen that before. Not in this area, at any rate."
She knelt as carefully as she could to more closely examine the human